Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be with you. We talked about Yaqub alayhi salam and his relationship with his son Yusuf, Joseph alayhi salam, and this very spiritual, very subtle spiritual link that existed between them, and the dream that Joseph had, and Yusuf told him, said it to his father, and they understood both that the future was going to be very difficult for them, for both of them, by the way, because of the relationship Yusuf alayhi salam had with his brothers, and then of course the separation between him and his father. What we get in Surah Yusuf, the 12th surah of the Quran, is many teachings. The whole story is there, and we don't have time to go through all of this. And as we are focusing on the history, the trans-historical teachings that we can get, let us talk about this very specific relationship Yusuf alayhi salam had with his brothers, and in which way it happened, because it's, at the end of the day, it has to do with a love story, or it has to do with love stories, because there are many levels here that we can get. If we read the Quran in the beginning of Surah Yusuf, what do we find? بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لقد كان في يوسف وإخوته آية للسائلين إذ قالوا ليوسف وأخوه أحب إلى أبينا منا ونحن عصبة إن أبانا لفي ضلال مبين. In Joseph and his brothers are lessons for the seekers. When they said, Joseph and his brother are dearer to our father than we are, although we are a whole group, our father is obviously in the wrong. These verses, in fact, are talking about the reality of this relationship between Yusuf alayhi salam and Yaqub alayhi salam. And the brothers are talking about Yusuf, and they are talking about Benjamin, the youngest brother, and they have the feeling that they are more loved than they are by their father. And there is a jealousy here, which is working and nurturing a kind of resentment, rejection towards Yusuf, to the point that they want to kill him. But before this, their understanding that the relationship with their father, it all started with a natural feeling. In fact, we are 10 brothers, and we are less loved by our father than him. So we are less loved than him, meaning that at the end they are hurt. There is something which has to do with a love that is deficient, that is not complete, that is in fact hurt. And this is what they are feeling with their father. So this hurt love is based on a feeling that is there and pushing them to react in a very negative way. For us, in the history of mankind, love, it's all about something positive. It is positive per se, but the test of love is also when you feel that you are less loved than your brother or your sister, and then there is a competition, there is a feeling that something is missing. So something which is very positive, life and love, could end up being very painful, very difficult to bear. And this is what happened with the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam. And it's mirroring the story of Abraham. It's the negative mirror of the story of Abraham alayhi salam. Remember, in the name of God's love, to show that he was loving God so much, he had to sacrifice his son, and his son he loved. So it's two loves, one against the other, and to show that at the end, my love towards God is helping me, nurturing a sense of more love and a protecting love towards my son, even though I have to kill him. And at the end, he got the two loves. Here, the negative dimension is we are so hurt about the fact that our Father is not loving us, that we are going to kill the one He loves. So it's the negative dimension. It's not to show the love that you have, is in fact to be driven by something which is painful in your heart that you are ready to kill. It's not sacrificing to be close, is killing because you feel far. That's this story. It's deep for us, and we need to get this as the human psychology, because at the end they are just saying we are not loved, not enough. We are 10, he's alone, and there are two of them are getting more than what we have. So let us kill him, and God and forgetting God, by the way, and our Father will come back to us. And this is what we find also in the Quran when it is said, اقتلوا يوسف أو اطرحوه أرضا يخل لكم وجه أبيكم وتكونوا من بعده قوما صالحين. Kill Joseph and throw him somewhere in the land, and your father's attention will be yours. Afterwards, you will be decent people, people of good. So look at the way they think. In fact, if we kill him, our Father will come back to us and he will love us. So it's a love story. It's about we need to be loved. And because we are not loved, we are ready to kill the one who is loved in order to get the attention of our Father back to us. So here, what we have through this story is very much something that we find in psychoanalysis, by the way of psychology. But for us, we should get it right. It's not enough to deal with, oh, I believe in God and everything is going to be simple. That's very complex. This has to do with feelings. This has to do with emotions. This has to do with conflicting feelings and emotions. So spirituality helps you, faith helps you to deal with it, but it doesn't teach you to neglect it, to deny that it has a role in your life. No, it has a role in your life. And how are you going to deal with this? How are you going to deal with, instincts and the need for love, that, oh, my father is not looking at me. My father is not loving me. My mother, maybe it could be exactly the same in our families today. It could happen. Whatever situation, how are you going to deal with this? So this is why you rely on your faith in God, not to deny the conflicting instincts and emotions you are experiencing, but to help you to solve them, to deal with them. What Joseph alayhi salam did was, as he heard from his father, don't talk about your dream, wait. You remember when he was about to die, he got an inspiration. One day you will tell them what happened, what they did to you. Meaning, be patient. Don't talk too fast, too quickly. Just wait. And as you wait, you with your patience and your love towards God, you rely on God, rely on Him. He will help you to deal with your own resentment towards your brothers. And this is what he did. He did not respond. And through every step of the story, you can understand that the brothers are getting more and more teaching. They are getting it at the end. And at the end, as he forgave them, as he welcomed them in Egypt, and he told them, I'm your brother, the one who you tried to kill, they got the message. Starting with a negative understanding of love, a negative emotional reality, they ended up acknowledging their brotherhood and acknowledging who he was. In fact, I was more loved because at the end of the day, what my love of God helped me to do with you is to bring you back to the right sentiment, the right path. So healing their pain, healing the way they were hurt and feeling that they were not loved, ending up with the family. You are my brothers, they are our parents, and we should be united in the name of God in positive love. This story, it's to be taught, to be understood, and to be translated in practical ways in our life, acknowledging that a positive sentiment, love could be negative depending on the way we deal with it. We manage the reality of it. If we don't learn to love better and to love deeper and to deal with the pain that we are feeling, and in fact to understand faith is not about denying our emotions. Faith is about dealing with emotions, to manage, to control ourselves, and to change the potential negative aspect of our emotions into positive reality. But we need to do this, to be aware, to be patient, to be wise. And if sometimes we have the feeling that we cannot deal with our emotions, this is where we turn to God and we ask Him to help us out of His love towards us to manage the love we have for the people around us. Don't forget to tell the people you love that you love them. Life is fragile.
Welcome back to Down Library. I'm Asim Qureshi, Research Director of Cage, and inshallah, as part of my ongoing series of reflections on books for Ramadan, inshallah today I'm going to start, in terms of my first book selection, with of course